Hey, coaches, thanks for joining me. My name is Matt Lasker, and hopefully you're here to talk all things air raid and spread football. Today, we're going to talk about shallow. I want to kind of revisit shallow and talk about the ways that I'm keep teaching it and coaching it now, which is a little different. The play, as you'll see, is the same, but there's a few coaching points that I kind of start with that replace my talk track from before. So hang out. I do want to just reiterate for everyone out there that this channel is all about enabling coaches and making sure that they know that there's an option to throw, whether it's youth, middle school, and even high school. We see a lot of high school teams out here in our area continue to just run the ball nonstop. And I think there's a little hesitancy for coaches to believe that their players can run and throw and catch consistently. And we're all about that. We want to make sure coaches know that there's an option to do that. And we also want to make sure that we are elevating the coaches in general. We see a lot of really bad stuff out there with some unfortunate circumstances with coaches getting in trouble for doing illegal hitting drills or even doing illegal things outside the field. So really, we gotta do better as coaches. We need to hold each other accountable, and mostly we need to hold ourselves accountable to make sure that we are doing the best things that we can for these young men and women that are under our care. Okay, so getting on to shallow. Like I said, you're going to see in this video that nothing's really changed as far as the play goes. Everyone's doing the same things, but the way I'm teaching them, especially the quarterback, and most specifically the quarterback, the way I'm teaching the quarterback to read it. We don't necessarily go through progressions for shallow anymore. It used to be shallow, dig, post. Now I'm just talking about who are you targeting on defense. And as we get into this, you'll see what I mean.
Just like you can see on the screen, we are an open Y shallow. And of course well, maybe not of course, I'm not sure if everyone does this. We like to interchange it. So we could go H shallow, and essentially the H and the Y are exchanging responsibilities. We coach a lot with the Y's and H's kind of having that understanding, because it's the same as Y cross. If we call that Y cross or H cross, they essentially exchange responsibilities. And by the way, the outside guys do as well on cross and shallow as well. So we do a lot of teaching within that, okay? But same exact play as what I've taught before. The Y in Y shallow, he's doing that shallow close enough to the D lineman where he can touch him on the way by, slap him on the back of their head on the way by. H is running a mandatory outside release, 8 to 10 yard dig on this linebacker. Wherever the dig is, the outside receiver to that side is running the post behind it. And then on the opposite side, the outside receiver opposite of the post and dig is running a go. Okay, so same thing. Now in the past, I have coached this up, and I believe I've had it on these videos, that when the quarterback snaps the ball, his eyes go to this grass area, and he's looking for color in this grass area. And then if he doesn't see any color in this grass area, he knows he should be throwing that shallow. Otherwise, if he sees color, he can look up to the dig. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that per se. I think it leaves a lot of gray area for the kids, and it's not as systematic as what I'm about to say, okay? So now what I have them doing is targeting this outside linebacker to the dig side. The way I actually say it to them is which way is the Y attacking? What side of the field? So which linebacker? So you really want to be saying it in a way where the kids can understand, the quarterback can understand. Instead of me saying, hey, what's your progression? I'm saying on shallow, who are you attacking? and it's this outside linebacker to the dig side. It's the outside linebacker to the side that the shallow is going toward. Okay, so either way you say it is this guy here. Okay, and this, I say it both ways so they can understand it both ways. But either way, this guy. So the quarterback, as he snaps it, he's staring right at this guy. And, you know, I know we don't want quarterbacks to stare at receivers or stare down their targets, blah, blah, blah. I want him staring at this guy right into his soul. Okay. And we will see whatever he does, we're going to make him wrong, just like everything else we do. So if his job is to get to the flats, we know right now that that dig is open. Okay. If his job is hook to curl, we know for sure that this dig is going to get open behind him. Okay. Once you get behind him, he can't see what's going on, right? So now we can just sit in this grass right here and it's money all day. Okay. And then conversely, if he locks on in man and goes with him, then we know for sure that this shallow is going to be open. Okay, because he's vacating this premises. So in fact, in my experience coaching it this way and teaching it this way, it actually speeds up the quarterback's progression. It speeds up the way they're computing this in their brains, and they can tell right now and make a decision much quicker of what's going on. If he's back in his own turn, then we know for sure. If we just have the time, this is an easy 8 to 10 yard throw because he can't see what's behind him. Now, I will say I have gone all in with this outside release, and I get all over these H's and Y's that don't run outside releases on this because number one, and the most important fact is that if this guy pops out and you have to outside release on him, all you're doing is creating more grass between the linebackers. So you can now catch the ball anywhere in between here. So first of all, the receiver is helping themselves by doing it. And I mean, that's really the main point. If you do not outside release him and just go straight up or even inside, now this grass area has gotten real small and you're having to follow and travel more and make this much harder than it has to be. In a perfect world, this guy kind of hooks the curls. We are outside releasing him, creating more grass and sitting in grass behind where his vision is, but obviously in between here somewhere where it's nice and open. Okay, so that's it. I mean, that's really all I'm telling you on this video is that the way I teach it, the way I communicate it with the players, the quarterback, more importantly, is we are going to find the outside linebacker that the dig is running behind, or that the shallow is running toward, and make him wrong and stare at him until we have decided. Now, I really want to give this dig a chance to live. So by doing this, I feel like I'm giving this dig, this 8 to 10 yard pitch and catch, easy throw, every chance that it can have to succeed. And then kind of almost using the shallow as a check down, almost like a mesh check down, which if it's going to hit, that's really what it's going to kind of be, right? So again, outside release, if he's just in his own drop, his eyes are pointed at the quarterback and we are just sitting in all kinds of open grass behind him, outside of his vision, I should say, but to the side in open spaces. And if he turns and runs, then this shallow is definitely going to get hit relatively quick. Now, I will say, if he turns and tries to run with a Y or an H, this is a linebacker. So I wouldn't automatically come off of this dig. I mean, these guys are taught if they're being manned up in any of these routes to keep running. And if he's chasing and the quarterback sees this guy trailing in a trail position, and we got one of our best players kind of running in open grass right here, I'm not going to be mad if he throws this, even if the H is technically the best read. Okay, let me take you through. This is high school footage. I was lucky enough to coach a high school team, club team this last during COVID because we weren't sure. So here we go. We are in our open set. Again, I ran air raid the same way I ran in middle school. less a few things, or plus a few things, but in general, I mean, it's pretty much the same exact thing. So here we go, 2 by 2. We are running Y shallow. So we have the shallow coming across, and this gentleman is running the outside release dig, which he does a great job. If you will see, this guy bails out here pretty quickly. So the quarterback knows that he is going to come into this open grass, find some open grass in here, and be ready to release the ball. So again, the quarterback is instructed to make this guy wrong, okay? And the quarterback's under pressure, but really because look at his head's already there. Because he is so specifically looking at this guy, he's telling him everything he needs to know. He's out there on his own turn. Quarterback already can see this guy's body is turning this way while we're running this way. There's a guy barreling down on him, but since he knows this and we've repped it, he puts it on him. And you know, not to go too deeply into this, luckily these kids are all really great athletes. A lot of these guys have offers. After we did this club team, they were juniors that got offers, but we had a 9-day camp. We put this thing together really quick, and shallow is just one of those plays. It's just so easy to teach. Okay, so now we got Y shallow. This is our Y. Now, nicely, they don't have the guy out here, right? This outside linebacker is going to come out late and get all turned around. He's going to come out here, see that our Y is running a dig, which you'll see will open up the grass underneath. So again, here's the guy the quarterback's looking at. He's going to make him wrong as soon as he does. So you saw the quarterback see this linebacker kind of turn around, vacate that space, throw it to the open grass here. Obviously, that receiver needs to have some ball control or ball security. But again, it's just a pitch and catch, and 7-yard gain. I'll take it all day long. All right, so here we go again. Y shallow. Here's the dig. Now we are looking at this guy here. Here's who the quarterback should be pinpointing. And let's see how this plays out. So here's an example of kind of what I was referring to a little earlier. It looks like these guys are in man. Once, this guy actually turns and runs with them. This guy looks like he's being manned up here, but the quarterback doesn't come off this dig because this is a big 250-pound outside linebacker that probably is a middle linebacker. And this guy runs a 4-4. So, matchup wise, if this guy's turning his back and looking this way, while this receiver is full speed in, there's going to be some separation there. And, you got to let these quarterbacks and receivers kind of find that rhythm together. But it's a nice tight throw into a nice tight window, but I am not mad at it. There's no way 44 can guard Aiden Jackson in the open field. I don't care what they think they know about this play. Okay. All right, I wasn't really sure about this. Okay, so this is Y shallow coming across. The Y is here. Here's the outside release dig. And let's see what this guy does. We already know he throws the shallow. So he's turning and running. So we got the guy underneath. And even with the guy in his face, linebacker in his face, his linebacker is not in position to make a play. And that's another 12-yard gain, simple Y shallow. Okay, so here's the fun. I'm just going to put a couple fun clips on here because we don't see this too much in youth. But as we all know, a popular tag for shallow is this post. We just built it in because we just want to have it there. I don't want to call a tag for it. But, once you see this safety coming down and worrying about this dig, and we ran shallow a lot, you can find opportunities to go over the top to this post. And this is just it. So let's pick up this play. Here is the safety. down. Here's the outside linebacker, and here's the corner. Okay, so watch this safety. We had kind of talked about this a little bit. The quarterback actually was the one that brought this up, that he wanted to attack this safety, but you can clearly see this safety. So here's the safety here. His eyes, as I rewind this, his eyes are on Aiden, our 4-4-H slot receiver. His eyes are here, and he backpedals. Look, see him? He backpedals with Aiden in mind. He is not looking at the post here. You can't see him, but he is looking right here at this dig. And the dig was open, by the way. There's nobody covering the dig. But the quarterback, he'd already said, if that safety doesn't play like a safety, I'm going to go deep. And voila. Let's let it play all the way through for you guys. Great catch, great adjustment by that receiver. And then, you know, these high school kids like to have some fun, and I'm not going to be the one to try to kill that. These kids are on the field after a year of being inside, not playing on their high school teams. This team went 5-1 and had a lot of big plays. Okay, the last one we'll talk about. This is why shallow. Again, something you don't see too much at the middle school level. I don't even think he read this safety coming down. I think this guy runs a 4-4 out here as well. I think he just wanted to take a shot. So let's just for fun roll this. All right, so that's it, guys. I just wanted to talk to you guys just quickly about a change that I made in my own coaching style for this play in particular. Hope it makes sense. Let me know. Also, I wanted to mention again that we are creating a new website. I haven't thought about the name yet, but we're looking for people to get involved and help me make it perfect. Again, it's kind of a one-stop shop with coaches news from around the country, high school, youth, and pro, all the coaches news. But also we want to have polls where coaches only can come and find out, hey, what do most coaches think about this topic or that topic, and wonder if what they think about this and that. So it's a coaches only website that's going to be kind of a nice place to find all the news that's happening in the days, and we'll obviously give you some actionable stuff. So let me know if you want to get involved with that. Hope you like the shallow update, and we'll be talking to you guys soon.